billion, plus tourism 1.3. It's about 3.2, which is about 5.6% of GDP. So we want to agree with you, Professor, that we need to do something on coffee. Lastly, Dr. Muhumuza, on the issue of agricultural credit fund, we even have another one which was not talked about here, the Small Business Recovery Fund. This was the COVID fund, you remember. So these two were introduced by the central bank for demarketizing, for purposes of, because the interest rate is very high in commercial banks, as we've already been told, 20%, 18%, and yet our CBR currently is 9.75. We reduced by another 50 basis points from 9.8. Still, commercial banks have not responded effectively with the CBR. So what we have done, Dr. Muhumuza, is to ensure that we can have a facility that can really work for the, can we say the vulnerable, or the people who cannot be able to compete effectively with the commercial banks. This is the Agricultural Credit Fund, and this money is available. Those of you who are in the agriculture sector, and it is not the central bank that is doing things in that area. The central bank, for purposes of people to understand, it is a bank which does not deal with the people. It's a bank which deals with the government and also commercial banks. It never deals with people directly. You deal directly with the commercial banks. So what we are doing, these are managed by commercial banks as it were. So we have SEF, we have Small Business Recovery Fund. These funds are available. We have a significant amount of money there. It is not absolutely much, but also it's not small. It is there, you can come. Money is never advertised. That's why it is scarce, and that's why it has value. We cannot advertise money. Money is got by people who know how to look for it. So you can find a way of looking for it, and you'll find it, and then you do the work which we are supposed to do. I think finally is that we have extended the mandate for price stability, maintaining sound financial system in support of socio-economic transformation. So the Bank of Uganda is directly interested in realizing this 10-fold growth. It is no longer there in the air that it is controlling commercial banks, it is a regulator. No, we are interested. Even today we have a function at the bank. I was in Bushenyi the other day. It was a town hall. We have started the town hall meetings. Imagine the central bank somewhere in Bushenyi, in a village in Bitereko there. Have you ever seen that since 1966 when it was formed? When this central bank was established, since when has it talked to somebody in a village somewhere? But now we have realized that we need to be in the process of transforming the country. So the central bank is with the people. We have taken it to the people, and we are here as well. We are interested in this process very, very actively. And that's what I wanted people to know. I have my panelists this morning. We had the Minister of Finance, my brother Matia Kasaija. We have a very dangerous substitute there. My brother Mauj. I don't know whether you are still chairman, Mao. We recognize you. Again, a very big round of applause, and you can come here. Honorable Norbert Mao is our Minister for Justice and Constitutional Affairs. You can come, Honorable Mao, and take your seat here. And what he's going to do is simple, is our Vice Chairman also in Uganda Development Forum. So he will also explain what we are doing in Uganda Development Forum, and then he's going to invite our chairman, General Saleh, and then we shall be able to open this function officially. So I would require the media, therefore, to pay particular attention and also to focus effectively where you are supposed to focus, so that we can have a befitting opening ceremony of this conference. Thank you very much. Over to you, Honorable Mao. Before I finish, I don't want to come here again on this. These things which are being talked about, sorry, Honorable Mao, is that when the president asked these 6 questions, what was Uganda's economy prior to independence? What was Uganda's economy at the dawn, at the sunset of independence, under Idi Amin regime, under the second Obote regime, under President Museveni in 1986 to now? Then what would the Uganda's economy look like when it is a developed country? You had those questions. These are the questions that have been shaping Musevenomics. So what I did, I took advantage of, because I did my master's at the London School of Economics. I was at the London School of Economics yesterday. I've just arrived now in the morning. I was at the Vice Chancellor had invited me to address the entire global community which is there for the economics of the future. They invited me to talk about economics of the future. Now, in this book, chapter 2 of this book is particularly on this matter which we are addressing. I have tracked what President Museveni has done since 1986 to now, and also I've put outlook, including the oil economy, on what Uganda will look like. So the entire evidence of what has happened and what has not happened is here. And to pick one as I sit down is that, for example, foreign direct investment, people who are bringing money here, was negative in financial year 1985. It is because who would bring money in a conflict country. But now is 3.8 billion US dollars. Then you have income, you have revenue, and all sorts of things. So anybody who wants to understand Musevenomics and what has happened with the data, and of course numbers don't lie, the book is here. It is in chapter 2. And those who want to know the central bank, how the central bank operates, it is chapter 6 and chapter 13. Who want to know how the entire monetary policy operates globally. And of course, using our central bank as a case study, everything is here. And so Africans, you wipe out this issue of saying if you want to hide anything, you write it down. You disprove them that actually you can read. Honorable Mao. It's not free.
Thank you, panel chair and deputy governor of our central bank. All the distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and you are many, our international development partners, the intelligentsia who are bombarding us with these clashing ideas, and we, the ordinary people, like myself, and full figure, stand up in case you, the elites, you think this thing is only about you. The ghetto has stormed you. Dear friends, as vice chair of the UDF, my role is that of a morale booster. I want everybody to perform to the best of their capacities. A morale booster supports you 24/7. Whether you are winning, whether you are losing, they are there, wearing your colors proudly, the way we do with Uganda Cranes. Even when we are clobbered, we go back home singing. The chairman, General Caleb Akandwanaho, Salim Saleh, his role is that of like a music conductor. He doesn't have to play any instrument, but he knows good music. So he chooses those of you who are here, you are the people who play the instruments very well in banking institutions, in private businesses, you are in industries, you are in academia, you are in the public service, you are on farms, you are all over the place. So what his role is like that of a magnifying glass to gather the scattered rays of the sun and focus it. And so I want in a special way to thank our very own Edward Katende. Where are you? Edward, come here and people see you. Edward performs a lot of slave labor in the UDF. And even though I am supposed to go for a delegates conference of the Democratic Party, I told Edward that I will come to introduce our chairman. Edward, thank you so much. Let's give Edward a round of applause. And the team that has worked with him, please stand up and we thank you. Thank you so much. Because of issues of the neck not turning very easily and us not having compound eyes, we have not seen you, but we acknowledge you. So, for very many years since he left the army, our chairman, General Caleb Akandwanaho, started with a kind of Juakali think tank. I called it Juakali because he started calling a few people and asking questions, teaching them what he knows and also learning from them. To the extent that now he can hold his own and have conversations with anybody. Doesn't matter who you are. Whether you are international diplomats, whether you are PhD scholars, whether you are political leaders like us, he has imbibed a lot of knowledge through this process of cross-fertilization that we call the UDF. Even us, the politicians, have been at the receiving end of some hard questions. He asked us the other day, what is your fundamental difference with President Museveni on the economy? Unfortunately, our media does not ask those kind of questions. Political leaders who want to lead this country come to your studios and you are on a side show. You are talking about skirmishes on the streets between security forces